Welcome to Study Loop.
So in first part of this problem, we have to find out the identity of the precipitate in the reaction of cadmium nitrate and sodium sulfide. So to find out the identity of the precipitate, we have to write down the balanced equation of this reaction. So cadmium nitrate, which is water soluble, will be in aqueous form, will react with the sodium sulfide, which is also water soluble and will be in aqueous form, and this will give us cadmium sulfide, which is water insoluble and will be in the solid form, plus sodium nitrate. There will be two sodium nitrate from the balanced equation, and since it is water soluble, it will be in aqueous form. So from here we can see that only the cadmium sulfide is in solid form, and as we know that those solids that are insoluble in water are the ones which form the precipitate in a reaction. That means cadmium sulfide is our precipitate, or the identity of the precipitate in this reaction. Now in part B of this question, we have to find out what ions remain in the solution. So since all others um, will will be in the um, reaction as aqueous form, that means all other ions will be remaining. So other ion will be the nitrate from here, then sodium from here, and so these are the two ions which will be remaining in the solution. Now in the third part of this question, we have to find out or write down the net ionic equation for this reaction. So the net ionic equation will be, we will write down all the aqueous ions in the ionic form. So it will be Cd2 plus cadmium 2 plus plus 2 nitrate ions reacting with 2 sodium and 1 sulfur ion. So these are the ions in the reactant side, and the product side, since cadmium sulfide is solid, we'll write it in the solid form, and we have 2 sodium and 2 nitrate. So from here we can see that um, cadmium is reacting with sulfide to form solid cadmium sulfide, and in the both side of this equation we have two common or spectator ions, which are nitrate and nitrate and sodium ion, which are present in both sides. So we can just cut them off to have our net ionic equation, which will be Cd2 plus S2 minus, giving us the product cadmium sulfide. Oh, it's solid. So this is our net ionic equation. And in the last part of this question, we have to ask, we have to answer whether this is a redox reaction. So in a redox reaction, there will be change in the oxidation number of one of the reactants. So there will be change in the oxidation number of more than one reactants, and in one case the oxidation number will decrease, and in another case it will increase. So from the net ionic equation, we can see that the oxidation number of cadmium in reactant side is +2, and in the product side it is also +2, and for sulfide in the reactant side it is -2, and in the product side it is also -2. That means there is no change in the oxidation number of any of the reacting ions which is present here. That means since there is no change in the oxidation number of the reactants, that means this is not a an redox reaction.